This is my favorite economics textbook. I don't even think it's in print anymore, so you can't buy it. But it's not the content that makes me the most excited about it. It's the story behind its creation. And that story will either get you excited about economics or make you absolutely hate it. First, suppose you write the best economics textbook in the world. Everybody loves it. It's practically throwing up money. Sorry, just about everybody at my house is sick right now, including a little bit myself, so throwing up was the only analogy that I had right there. But soon you discover that the money doesn't flow like it used to. For most markets, that would mean that there's more competition entering. But you're the best textbook in the world. There's no one else competing with you.
911, what is your emergency?
Yes, I think someone is stealing from me. But the textbook market isn't like most of your other markets. Let's use food as an example. Once someone consumes food, it's gone. But when someone uses a textbook, it's still around. This sucker is 12 years old. And usually the textbook content is just as good as it was when you bought the textbook, which means there is someone competing with you.
Sir, we traced the source of the competition. It's coming from inside the house.
According to one estimate, the higher education textbook market is about $8 billion, and about $5.5 billion of that goes to the used textbook market. The goal of every textbook company is to destroy the used book market. I know of 3 tactics that you can use to destroy the used book market. The first is a traditional one, we're all familiar with it. The second one is pretty new and we're becoming familiar with it. And the third one is what this textbook used. The first tactic is to print a new edition. We're all familiar with this problem. Textbooks don't change much, but a new edition comes out every 3 to 4 years. That's about as long as it takes for the previous textbook to get out and saturate the rest of the market. And even though the professor says the old textbook is just as good, the bookstore won't carry it. That's because bookstores have to guarantee a supply of textbooks, and the only way they can do that is buying them directly from the publisher. And the publisher only prints the newest edition. So the first tactic is to create marginal improvements to the textbook, so that way you kill the market for the previous edition. The second tactic is to go digital. With online textbooks, companies aren't even giving you a copy that you can keep. They're giving you a license to use that textbook over a certain period of time, usually a semester. You can't resell that license, so there's no secondary market for that book. Now, the price is much cheaper, but that's great for the company because they make pure profit on every license that they lease. So the second tactic is just get rid of textbooks altogether. But this book uses neither of those solutions. In fact, it uses almost a hybrid of those two. The unique solution is to turn your textbook into food. Like I said earlier, the market for food doesn't have this problem because food expires or you consume it and you can't resell it. Unless I guess you're a cow. So the solution is, once the student uses the textbook, they destroy it. Which I did. The homework for this class was in the back of the book. To get full credit, you had to tear out the pages and submit them, and they could check to see if they came from the book. I don't even have an example to show you because I submitted all of them. Now, I can't sell this book because the next student wouldn't have her homework. The book is useless, so there's no secondary market. To me, the moral of the story is that when you have an objective, there will be some well-known solutions. But if you use economics to understand the true cause of your problem, you might come up with an innovative solution. There are economic stories all around us, like this one, which will tell you about the economics of your phone's keyboard.